Do you want to know what makes a successful parent? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we are talking about parent success. In this video, we're going to talk about key things that you can do to be a successful parent. We're going to talk about what success even means in parenting, and I've got a free gift for you at the end of the video. Okay, so let's start with, what does it even mean to be a successful parent? What does that mean to you? I think maybe in some people's minds it could mean different things. Some people might think that a successful parent means that their child likes them and thinks of them as their friend. Other people might think of a successful parent as their child chose to do all of the right things in life. They chose to maybe be virtuous, honorable, moral people who were leading others. Maybe they chose to always obey the law. If your bar is low, then your children will achieve a low bar. We don't want to stress our children out, micromanage, and try to control everything that they do as far as their outcomes, but a wise parent, a very successful parent, has a high bar. Don't forget that. We need to set our sights high. My dad used to always say to me, and I know this is kind of gross, but this is what he used to say. He used to say, it's better to shoot for the stars and hit a pile of manure than shoot for the manure and hit it straight on. I mean, just think of the visual there. It's sort of gross, but that's what he used to say, and I thought, you know, that's true. It's better to know where you were headed so that you can keep going there, even if you happen to fall, even if things don't go right at one point, because you know where you could go, than it is to just go for the bad, or just the worst, the lowest possible spot. I think sometimes we're worried about overwhelming our children and we don't set our bar high enough because we don't want them to feel disappointed or like they were a failure. So what's wrong with failure? A good, successful parent allows their child to have failures on a regular basis because that's good leadership. A leader doesn't have all the people who they are leading be perfect all the time. That's not good leadership. When you're a good leader, you problem solve and you allow people to learn and grow, which means that mistakes are going to happen. Things aren't going to be perfect all the time. So you teach them that high bar, and then you help them know what they need to do to get there. And then if they make mistakes, if things don't go right, you say, well, that's okay. What can we learn from this? Let's practice doing it the right way, and let's move back toward the stars, right, that we're shooting for. That's what a good, effective leader does. That's what a successful parent does. Now, maybe, like I said, you have some other idea of successful parenting, but hopefully it's not emotional. A lot of people have this emotional picture of this really strong attachment that's going to be there all the time, that the child's always going to need them, rely upon them, come to them for everything. That's not actually a healthy goal, because you know what? They're going to grow up. And they need to move on and be their own adults. Now, do you want to have a healthy bond with them? Yes. Do you want them to love you and you to love them? Yes. Is it even okay when everybody turns out to be adults that we all treat each other with mutual respect and love? Of course, yes. But they shouldn't be dependent on you. In fact, they should feel like they're okay, all on their own, making decisions with you. At some point, once they hit, the early to mid 20s, they should feel like, okay, I can do this. I can do this adulting thing. A good parent who's successful gets their child to launch into adulthood with confidence, maybe a little apprehension, but mostly confidence, like, I'm going to try this, I'm going to do this. And they say, hey, you know what? If you fall, don't worry, I'm here for you. That's what support is for. We're a support person in your life. But you go, you do this, we know you can. And they let the child step out into the dark. They let the child step out of their comfort zone, and they actually become good adults. To me, that's what it means to be a successful parent. That your child learns all the adult skills that they need to be successful, to lead others, to be able to stand firm in their beliefs, to know what is good, right, and true, and to stay away from everything that's bad, wrong, or false. That they would have discernment. That, to me, is the sign of a good outcome for a child. But it takes time. It takes practice, and they're not going to be perfect at the very beginning. So what does a parent need to do to get them to that place? Let's talk about some of those qualities that make for a successful parent. So if you've already subscribed to this channel, then you know that on this channel I talk a lot about self-government. Self-government means having self-control, self-evaluation, and regulation of yourself. It's really powerful when a person has self-government skills. There are some key skills of self-government that everyone needs, and a good parent would make sure that their child does not leave their home without knowing how to follow instructions from themselves and from others, how to accept no answers and criticism from themselves and from others, how to accept consequences from themselves and others, and how to disagree appropriately with other people around them. They would want their child probably to have an amount of grit, strength, emotional strength that they could get through problems, that they knew how to keep themselves calm. Calmness is the sign of a self-governed person. True calmness, not the kind where you just don't talk. You could be the loudest person in the room when you're just not talking to people. True calmness is when you have decided that whatever's happening around you, whether it's within or without of your control, is happening. I accept it. It's happening. That's okay. But now I'm going to see if I can help move it in a forward direction, in a good direction. I'm going to tell myself I'm okay. I stay calm. I stay in front brain. I do not allow all the chemicals in the amygdala to start firing in my brain and make it so that I become dysregulated in my head, or I overprocess on things and so I can't think. I choose calmness. So I have a book, it's actually a new book that's out. It's called The Power of Calm, and it goes into a lot of details about calmness. I highly recommend that. You can find it on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com. There's a lot of other books and resources there about all the principles and skills of self-government. But the free gift that I have for you that I promised at the end of this video is I want to let you have my Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. It's not my book and it's not my course. It's a mini toolkit to start you off on calmness, but it will give you 10 tools for calmness that will help you be able to see yourself and the world differently. It will help your children be more successful because they will see your example. The example of parents is the #1 thing that leads to successful children. So go to teachingselfgovernment.com today, get the Calm Parenting Toolkit right on the homepage for free. I'll see you there.